Hey everyone, for today's video we have a review of a game called Moonfall Ultimate. It is a Switch title. It might be on other platforms too, but it's on Switch. This is the version I played it on. I think right now you can get it for like $9.99, and it is basically a medieval kind of industrialized style hack and slash 2D Avenger game. It has a kind of a. It says it has a hand painted style. I didn't really feel like it was hand painted or whatever, but this is game. This is the actual gameplay of the game. You basically play as this like knight who's trying to do something. The story was very vague and it was kind of super generic, and I didn't really feel like reading it all. So, but and that's kind of the recurring theme with this whole game is it's just generic and not interesting, dull. I mean, the combat is dull, the story is dull, the graphics are dull, the controls are dull. It's just not really all that enjoyable game. I mean, basically the combat is just running around, shooting or swinging your sword at enemies, trying to dodge their attacks, which doesn't usually work. Trying to line up yourself perfectly in line with them so you can hit them, which doesn't also doesn't seem to work all the time. And just kind of running around. It's kind of a difficult game. You know, it kind of has that old school difficulty to it because enemies will just charge you like all at once, and your HP goes down really quick. I mean, it can be difficult. I didn't really get very far, honestly, but the game just wasn't interesting me at all. Like, I was just not pulled into it whatsoever. And I feel like if you're not pulled in by the first couple hours, and let's face it, guys, as a consumer, if you're not drawn into a game by the first couple hours, you're not going to keep playing it. You're not going to try to wait it out and see if the game gets better. The average person will not. So with that being said, I only played through maybe a couple hours of gameplay. Didn't get very far, maybe like a couple of stages, because again, the game was kind of hard, and for me anyway, I'm not big into these kind of like old school like hard, rough and tumble hack and slashers. There's a skill system. There's a skill tree that you can level up. You can go in 3 different ways. There's 3 different classes you can choose from, and there are attributes you can level up. So there is a little bit of RPG elements to it, but I found them to be kind of just generic. The abilities didn't really sound too crazy. Also, every stage I played in felt exactly the same. There's different enemies, but the enemies had pretty much the same attack patterns. The same types of enemies. You had close range enemies, and you had like a range enemy. Then you had like I don't know, like a leader enemy that was buffing up the melee enemies. They would come out every once in a while. It was kind of the same. Same thing with the actual level design. It was just basically go into a room and fight some enemies, go into a room and fight some enemies. Every once in a while there would be some kind of environmental thing that would hurt you, like say like a spike on the ground or something. But it was just, there wasn't a whole lot of variety between the level designs, the enemy designs. I mean, yeah, there's like a little hub area that you go to in between levels where you can buy potions, you upgrade stuff, buy new weapons and stuff. So again, there are some RPG elements here, and and it's supposed to be there's supposed to be an endless mode where I'm sure you just grind it out and get rare loot and stuff. And there is a couch co-op, or where you can play with a friend. That might make it more enjoyable, but as from the gameplay I played, it just was very stale, very just generic, and didn't really. It felt like something that you would play on a Game Boy Advance, which is not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but it's also not the best thing in the world when considering that we're in 2018, almost 19, and we have a game system like the Switch that can handle much more intense games than this. And yeah, I mean, I like the art style. That was the big saving plus for me, but the art style alone is not enough to really warrant a recommendation for this game. I do not recommend this game. I just don't. It's especially at the price point that it's at. I mean, it was on sale for half off at $9. So that means that's normally like what, $20? I mean, that's just way too much for a game of this caliber. Like honestly, if I feel like if the price point for this game should be like at $1 or something, or if not even or $3. I've seen other games on the Switch console that are like $1 or less that were more enjoyable than this. It's just. Yeah, guys, that's Moonfall Ultimate for my review. I was not a very big fan of this game. I was drawn into it originally because of the art style and the pictures, and I thought they looked cool. And another thing I thought was that kind of drew me in, just because of my curiosity, was that there was no screenshots for this on the store page. the Switch store page. There was no screenshots, there was no videos. All there was a description. So you kind of go in blind when you're buying this, unless you look up like a review on YouTube, which you should, because it'll save you some money. But yeah, which should honestly be a red herring to people, because if you don't see any screenshots or gameplay videos, what is the game developers trying to tell you then? Are they trying to tell you that they're just too lazy to post that stuff? Or are they trying to tell you they don't have enough faith in their project to show you the actual gameplay before you buy it? I mean, like, what exactly are they trying? What kind of faith does that put me as a consumer in for this product? So there you go, guys. That's Moonfall Ultimate.